Have you ever looked at someone and thought, something's off, but you couldn't quite explain why? Well, today we're pulling back the curtain on a hidden world, one that's rarely talked about, yet more common than you think. We're diving deep into the unusual behaviors often displayed by individuals who have been abused by narcissists. These behaviors might seem strange on the surface, but when you understand what caused them, everything starts to make sense. By the end of this video, you'll gain a new lens for understanding not just trauma survivors, but the human condition itself. And make sure to stick around until the end. We have a bonus point that flips the entire narrative on its head. It's a powerful twist that reveals the hidden strength forged through the darkest trials. Let's get into it. 1. Hypervigilance. Imagine walking through a haunted forest at night. Every twig snap sends your heart racing. Every shadow feels like a threat. Now imagine living like that every single day. That's what hypervigilance feels like for someone who's been psychologically wounded by a narcissist. They scan every room, every conversation, every tone of voice, looking for signs of disapproval, danger, or emotional sabotage. This isn't paranoia. It's survival. It's what happens when someone's nervous system has been trained to expect harm where peace should be. But here's the part most people miss. This level of awareness, while exhausting, is also a kind of superpower. It's a form of emotional intelligence most people never develop. So next time you meet someone who seems too alert, consider that you may be in the presence of someone who's survived and adapted. 2. People-pleasing tendencies. Imagine being at someone else's birthday party every single day. You're constantly checking if they're having fun, adjusting the music, offering more cake, anything to keep the vibe just right. That's the life of a people-pleaser who's lived under the emotional chaos of a narcissist. Their happiness becomes a defense mechanism. Because when you grow up or exist in a space where one person's mood controls everything, pleasing others becomes your way to stay safe. But this doesn't come from weakness. It comes from an intense awareness of emotional patterns. These individuals can read a room like a symphony. They just need to learn to include their own needs in the music. And once they do, that empathy becomes one of their greatest strengths. 3. Self-isolation. Think about a turtle. When it senses danger, it retreats into its shell, not out of cowardice, but self-preservation. This is what emotional self-isolation looks like after narcissistic abuse. Some survivors withdraw, not because they dislike people, but because people have become unpredictable triggers. Every social situation can feel like a landmine field, where a single comment might reopen old wounds. This isn't just introversion, it's healing. It's about building a safe internal space until the external world feels stable again. And here's the key. This isn't permanent. In time, these individuals re-emerge, stronger, more self-aware, and far more discerning. Isolation, for them, isn't the end. It's a cocoon before transformation. 4. Excessive apologizing. Picture a video game where the rules change constantly, and anything, even breathing wrong, can set off an explosion. That's the emotional landscape for someone who's been trapped in a narcissist's world. They learn that anything can be used against them. So, they overcorrect. They say sorry for things that aren't their fault, or anyone's fault. Rainy day. Sorry. Pizza took too long. Sorry. This compulsive apologizing is an invisible armor, hoping to diffuse conflict before it begins. It's not that they don't value themselves. It's that they've been conditioned to walk on eggshells. But the beautiful truth, that button can be reset. With support, awareness, and self-compassion, they can learn to stand tall and speak without fear. 5. Difficulty making decisions. Ever spent 10 minutes trying to choose between chocolate and vanilla, only to walk away with nothing? Now imagine feeling that way about every decision, big or small. For survivors of narcissistic abuse, decision-making can feel like a trap, because in their past, every choice was judged, ridiculed, or punished. So now, they hesitate. They doubt themselves. This isn't incompetence, it's injury. Their internal compass isn't broken, it's just been ignored for too long. But with each small decision they make, what to wear, what to eat, what to believe, they start reclaiming that inner voice. One choice at a time, they rebuild confidence. And one day, that same person who couldn't choose an ice cream flavor becomes the one others look to when it matters most. 6. Obsessing over relationships. Ever replayed a conversation in your head, wondering what someone really meant? Now imagine doing that for every interaction, every text, every glance, every silence. For someone who's experienced narcissistic abuse, relationships become puzzles, ones they must solve to stay safe. Because narcissists say one thing and mean another. Their love is a game of hot and cold. So the survivor becomes a code breaker, analyzing every detail to protect their heart. It may seem obsessive, but it's a learned skill. And the good news, it can be unlearned. With time and trust, the mind can shift from detective mode to simply being present. They can learn to stop scanning for danger and start soaking in the moment. From analysis to alignment, that's the real healing. Bonus point: unusual resilience and deep empathy. And now, here's the twist. Despite all the scars, the confusion, and the self-doubt, there's a hidden gift that emerges from this kind of suffering. It's not just survival, it's transformation. Imagine training for a marathon you didn't know you were running. When it's over, your body aches, but you're stronger than ever. That's what narcissistic abuse survivors carry: resilience, a quiet, unshakable inner strength. But even more beautiful, empathy. Having been ignored, devalued, and gaslit, these individuals develop a superpower: the ability to feel what others feel, to see pain others miss, to comfort without words. They become emotional linguists, fluent in unspoken cues, deeply attuned to human suffering and healing. So while narcissistic abuse is devastating, it also forges warriors. Not just survivors, but leaders, healers, and protectors. They rise, not bitter, but wiser. And in that, there's hope, there's purpose, there's power. If you made it this far, thank you for staying with us. If you found value in what you heard, please consider liking the video. It helps the message reach more people who need it. Comment below, which of these behaviors have you seen or experienced? And don't forget to subscribe for more insights into healing, boundaries, and emotional freedom.